I'm Anush Bargamian. Thanks for joining the Medz Mamas. Today we welcome Mike Adajian, and he will share his Medz Mama, Mikaelian Adajian. So Mike, what memories do you have of your grandmother?
My first memories, Anush, were going to visit her in Connecticut, where she lived, from Chicago when I was a baby. And the picture that you see of the two of us, that was from that trip. I was 6 months old and she was a grown lady. And you could see me smiling on her lap and her gesturing at my dad, who was taking the photograph, with her hand. She was a lady with a family, and she worked. She cooked and took care of her family and washed and all that. In her off time, she did Armenian lace and crochet work. And I remember she gave us a whole lot of sheets and pillowcases and towels and so forth that had beautiful knit borders by her.
What stories did your Medz Mama share with you?
I think that they were basically just stories of, everyday life here and everyday life back where she came from. She was a native of Musaler, on the coast of the Mediterranean near the holy city of Antioch, and that was the place where the Armenians in 1915, instead of being marched off into the Syrian desert by the Turks, went up on Musadah, Mount Moses, and held off a overwhelming force of Turkish soldiers until they were rescued by a French warship that happened to be passing by in the Mediterranean.
How did your Medz Mama come to this country?
She was on a boat coming here, and she was to marry a Greek gentleman. And for one reason or another, she didn't. She came here, and she met my Uncle Sam, my grandfather Joe's brother, and he was to marry her. And he introduced her to my grandfather, and she married him.
If she were here, what would you say to her?
She'd lift you up for doing this project, Anush, and send us her love and pride that we are all doing so well. And we're very proud of my grandmother and all the people of that generation and before, whose shoulders all of us survivors, grandsons and granddaughters of survivors, whose shoulders we're standing upon. All those wonderful people who survived themselves and went through hell to come to the U.S. or France or Canada or Australia or whatever it might be.
Great story, Mike. Thanks so much for sharing your Medz Mama, Mikaelian Adajian.
What a pleasure, Anush. What a wonderful thing you're doing. And keep up the good work. It's springtime in Chicago, and hello everybody who hears us.